That's right, we've come to check out the Sumo Wrestling. It only happens twice a year and it's pretty hard to get tickets. You've got to get in early, and I can safely say this is the most organised we've ever been. And across the road there's the big stadium where they hold the Sumo Wrestling. Check it out. It looks like a massive Pizza Hut. Well, we finally made it to the Sumo Wrestling, and we were so excited. It's Sumo time! This was definitely one of the highlights of our trip to Tokyo. And on our arrival, we got to see a great treat. We got to see how many sumos can you fit into a Toyota Crown. Well, what happens when you put 4 sumo wrestlers into a Crown? You get a lowrider. Check out the suspension. This would have been a bad day to be an Uber driver, picking up 4 sumos. Sumo wrestlers in Japan are considered like gods. I couldn't believe the amount of people lining up to meet them, and the amount of babies they kissed. Apparently, if a sumo kisses your baby, then your kid's got it made. As intimidating as they look, and the sheer size of them when you stand next to them, they're just big, lovable blokes. All of them were really welcoming to Camera 3 and myself, having photos taken, meeting the people. It was absolutely fantastic. The Japanese Sumo Association governs the sport, and not only that, but governs the lives of the sumos. For example, they must always wear traditional clothing in public. They must grow their hair long. And many years ago, a famous sumo wrestler was injured in a car accident, and since then, all sumos are banned from driving a car. And it wasn't just the sumos that were massive. Check out the size of the beer cans in Japan. They were huge. Well, speaking of beers, it was my turn to go buy the next round, which is exactly what I did. Grabbed an extra couple of cans, and I bought a round of beers for the family that was sitting next to us. As the dad was explaining to me the rules and who was the big names in the sport. An absolute legend. The George Clooney of Japan right here. I bought them all beers, and he just disappeared and came back and bought us this. It's like a present. I have no idea what he's bought us. Shall we open it up?
Yeah.
All right, cool. They were sumo cookies, and each cookie had an individual sumo painted on the cookie. I mean, they were like pieces of art. We didn't even want to eat them until we discovered we were on the plane on the way home and customs were going to take them off us. So we had sumo biscuits on the plane. Very good. Number one. And here are just some of the things I learned from our friendly Japanese neighbours. The referee points his war fan, known as a gunbai, in the direction of the winner. In sumo wrestling, the referee's call is not final. Around the ring sits 5 judges, known as the shimpan, and they may stand up at any time and overturn the call of the referee. If the referee and the judges cannot come to an agreement, then the fight starts from the beginning. Sumo wrestling is the perfect sport if you've got ADD, because every bout goes less than a minute. It's excellent. If you want to check out the sumo wrestling, I cannot stress to you enough that you have to get in early and book your tickets. We bought our tickets about 4 days after they went on sale and they were nearly sold out. We got our tickets right up in the top and our seats turned out to be fantastic as we could see the full workings of a sumo bout. Not just what's happening in the ring, but all the action that's happening on the floor, around the ring.
Beer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beer over there.
世界デビューしちゃう。世界デビューだ。
I absolutely love Japan. Sport, beer, great blokes.
And this is how funny the Japanese are. They will not sell scalping tickets to anyone who isn't Japanese.
Accidental racism.
Back to the fight. And I know what you're thinking. Sure, there's scalpers. Yeah, there were scalpers outside, and we met some Aussies who were trying to buy tickets. And the Japanese wouldn't sell tickets to Westerners. Mainly because sumo means so much to the Japanese people, they knew that if they just waited a second, there'd be a Japanese family that had been dying to see a sumo wrestling fight. So get in early. You gotta get your sumo tickets in early. The Japanese Sumo Wrestling Championships are only held 3 times a year, in January, May and September, and each competition runs for 15 days. The Sakatoris have 1 match per day, whereas the Rikishis have 1 match every 2 days. The sumo who wins the most matches over the 15 days is announced the winner of the tournament. Sumo wrestlers that come from the same stable will never fight each other. Even if they're drawn, they'll redraw. Same with brothers. Brothers will never fight each other, even if they're from different stables. The only exception to the brother rule is they can face each other only in a championship decider bout.
Awesome. Made a new mate here. We haven't understood a word. Hello. Hello. Our new mate, he just gave us some Japanese jerky. Absolutely awesome. Been buying us beers, telling us who to cheer for. Japanese people, how awesome are they?
Yeah, we're having a great time here. Got to come here for the sumo.
This is bucket list moment right here.
Hey viewers, and welcome to the Sumo Championships right here in Tokyo. We're having a fantastic time and we're here with our Japanese friends. Say hello!
Japanese Oyakata! Japanese Fujika!
A sumo bout doesn't start until both wrestlers have placed their hands on the ground at the same time. A bout can end in 3 ways. 1, the opponent is thrown out of the ring. 2, if any part of the opponent's body, besides their feet, touch the ground, they're out. And finally, if their mawashi, i.e. their loincloth, comes off, they're automatically disqualified. And let's face it, no one's paying good money to see that. I mean, the therapy would cost more than the cost of your holiday.
I think they must be betting on this.
Yeah.
Is it? Now I understand it. It's all making sense.
The life of a sumo wrestler, it's not all glamorous. Their average life expectancy is between 60 and 65 years old, which is 10 years under the average Japanese person. Their day consists of getting up every morning extremely early and training all morning, and then having a massive lunch, and then drinking about 5 to 6 bottles of beer and sleeping all afternoon. Their entire diet and lifestyle is about attaining body mass. Drinking beer, going to sleep in the afternoon, Sounds more Australian than Japanese.
Apparently the guy in the black looked at the guy in the blue's girlfriend last night at the pub, and now it's on like Donkey Kong. Hang on, I need to show my sponsors. Yeah. Alright, this guy's sponsored by...
What's that drink you had?
Oh, he's sponsored by Wellcard. He's also sponsored by Duty Free Narita Airport, some Japanese burger joint, and Narita Airlines.
Another interesting aspect of sumo wrestling is the referees. They're known as gyojis, and they entered the sport at around about the age of 16, like a sumo wrestler would, and they stay in the sport until the day that they retire. Their robes and their get-up signify their ranking amongst other judges. These guys are rock stars as well. The gyoji, or the judge, also sits there as he's watching the fight and holds onto a small blade. It's called a tanto. It's about 12 inches in length. And he holds this as a symbol to prove that he is prepared to take his own life and disembowel himself if he makes a bad decision, just to prove how serious this sport is and how serious he's taken it. I mean, that's pretty full on, isn't it?
You now win this match.
They're cool.
Tumimaka Southwell! Tumimaka Southwell takes out a great match there. Look at that. Manly, that's how men sleep. All right, I'm cut. Let's do some interviews. Well, we're not a small crew when we come to Japan. We've got our other camera. We've got camera 4 up there, camera 3 here. How you going, champion? We're having an absolutely fantastic time here. I belong in Japan. You put on weight and you become a chick magnet. It's awesome. Thank you so much. Fantastic day. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you. These guys are such chick magnets. You guys love him, don't you?
Yes.
Very excited. Fantastic. Do yourself a favour. Get on an airplane. Come to Japan.